being a girl doesn't give you an excuse to be trifling. She completely skipped over the fact that she left the pad on the sink. Girl, what?
You nasty.
I don't wanna wait another minute for you. I know you got me falling from the ceiling for you. Knew it from the start there was no limit to you. And I'm catching feelings, baby.
I would like to start this story off by telling a few incidents that led up to Saturday's altercation. So basically, when I first got here on campus, I was here before any of the other students because we were here for tryouts. And then at the tryouts, there was boot camp, and we were here the entire summer up until school started. So we got here in July. My cheer team got here to try out. The girl I got into the altercation with, she had already moved into our suite prior to me getting to move in. But we lived in these buildings called Hunter prior to us like making the team. And then once we made the team, we stayed there for like a day or two, and then we got to move into our actual rooms. So once I moved in here and I saw that it was her, I'm like, oh, I kind of know her, because my freshman year, a few of the people that I hung out with like started to be cordial with her toward like the end of our freshman year. But it was really weird the way they started to be cordial with her, because we would be going to the library and then she would be there, and they would kind of be like, oh, let's go sit with her, instead of like, hey Michaela, let me introduce you to our friend so and so. So I'm really awkward, so sudden stuff like that kind of makes me uncomfortable. But it wasn't even like a being nice, let's go sit with her. It was more like, oh, I gotta go sit with her because da da da.
I was a woman possessed. I spent about 80% of my time talking about Regina, and the other 20% of the time I was praying for someone else to bring her up so I could talk about her more.
But she had a title at our school. Prior to me coming here, I never heard of a Miss Freshman, Miss Sophomore, Miss Junior, Miss Senior, Miss CSU. I had never heard of it. But apparently that's something that all HBCUs do, and they're supposed to be role models of the school. This person I do not feel is a great role model. The personalities these people portray is completely different. But yes, they were more so pressed to go be this girl's friend, like, and in her face. They wanted to be around her for the wrong reasons, I feel as though. And then they didn't even give me and the rest of my friends the opportunity to get to know her for ourselves and decide if we wanted to be cool with her. It was more so, oh, we're gonna go hang out with her today so y'all could do whatever. That's neither here nor there, but I kind of knew the girl from that situation. So I want to say July 1st, I believe. I'm gonna put the dates on the screen again because I honestly don't know off the top of my head. In order to be a part of an organization, you had to be vaccinated on our campus. So my whole cheer team got vaccinated on the same day prior to us being able to move in. I moved into my real room this day, but I had already been on campus for a couple of weeks trying out. Okay, so this is what happened. So when I say that vaccine made me lightheaded, like sick, like I'm about to throw up, like I can't eat, I can't think, like I can't barely breathe. But I'm telling my mom, and she's like, what did you eat? When was the last time you ate? And I'm like, I haven't ate all day. So they're like, go get you some food. And as I'm walking to the parking lot, I'm going in and out of consciousness. Like, colors are looking different to me. Like, everything is just real blurry. Like, so it was crazy because I'm like, this is so, like, I need to go back to my room, but I know I need to go get food. So I call my sister, and I'm like, I'm about to go get food, but I need you to make sure I make it to my destination and back. So she's on the phone with me, talking to me. I go get food. I come back to campus and I park, but I barely made it, like barely made it. And then as I'm walking back to my room with the food, I feel like I'm sleepwalking, like I'm not myself. So I'm just trying to get to my room at this point. When I come into my room, it was hella people in the common area, being loud, playing music, all that. That is the last thing I wanted to see. That is the last thing I wanted to hear. So I'm already like not feeling well, but that kind of irritated me because I'm like, I just want to get in my bed. Like I want to go to sleep in there and hear clowning. So As soon as I come in my room, I'm trying to put my food down. I drop my drink, spills on the floor. I took a video of this because I was vlogging like my whole moving process. I just never uploaded the video. But I was so lightheaded that like it slipped out of my hands. So I get in the bed and I'm trying to go to sleep. But when I first entered the room, a mutual friend of me and the girls that I got into an altercation with, she was out there. So this girl comes up to me. We're gonna call her Kid. So Kid comes up to me, she like, are you okay? This like, hey, what's up with you? Like, she just checking on me, like, seeing what's up. But I'm telling her, like, I'm sick as fuck. The vaccine made me sick as hell, so I'm about to go to my room and go to sleep. She like, oh, well, feel better, this, and that. I go to my room. They're out there saying, like, yeah, she's sick. She's just gonna go in her room. Because I guess they thought I was gonna kick it out there with them. So I'm in my room. I get in the bed. I couldn't even eat for real. Like, I didn't have no appetite. I just tried to eat, but I couldn't barely eat anything, so I just got in the bed. I'm laying there, they're blasting music out there, laughing, screaming, all that dancing and stuff. I'm feeling it, I'm hearing it, because my room is literally, there's the door, there's the common area, and then there's my room. Like, I'm literally right here, so I'm hearing everything that's going on. I'm hearing word for word conversations while I'm trying to go to sleep. And I'm the type of person, I need to be like low-key quiet in order for me to go to sleep. So I'm pretty sure I texted Kid and not the person that I got into the altercation with, and told her like, yeah, can y'all please be quiet? But we're gonna call the girl I got into the altercation with Sir. So yes, I texted Kid and told her that I was trying to go to sleep because I didn't feel well, and I had already told them that. And I just asked, could they be a little bit more quiet? I asked her, could they turn the music down? She tells me like, yeah, I'll let them know to be more quiet. When I say that music turned down like one notch and they continued about their night. So I'm like, this girl supposed to be my friend. Kid is the person that was my suite mate freshman year. So we low-key supposed to be locked in. Whole time you acting weird because you're not telling your friends like, yeah, my friend in there, stay da-da-da. Mind you, she stays on the 2nd floor. I was living on the 3rd floor. So I'm like, if anything, y'all could just go to her room, but y'all choosing not to, and I'm here trying to go to sleep. So I was really frustrated, and I just texted my coach. Mind you, our boot camp practices started from like 6 a.m. and didn't end until 10 p.m. at night. So I'm texting my coach. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it to practice tomorrow. Like, I'm really sick from this vaccine, and I'm unable to go to sleep because they're having a whole kickback in our common area. My coach is like, I'm on my way up there because my coach is also our hall coordinator. So she comes up here, she tells them to turn the music down and to quiet down. Then she comes and knocks on my door with one of my cheer sisters who is also an RA and asks me if I want to come sleep on one of their couches because, yeah. I'm like, no, I really just want to go to sleep in my bed. Like, what do you mean come sleep on your couch? Why would I have to leave my place of residence because they're out there kicking it? We're not even allowed to have guests in our suite for real. So the fact that I'm being asked like to move out of my space because they out there cutting up pissed me off. But then after my coach left, they stayed out there, but I heard some of the bells talking stuff about me like, yeah, it's not our fault that the cheer team has a curfew. Like, what do you mean? I'm in here sick. Like, I feel like I was on my deathbed. And they out there cutting up. Like, y'all all have your own rooms. Y'all can go in there. It's not my fault. Y'all rooms, y'all don't live in honors. And y'all don't have common areas to have little kickbacks and stuff in. Like, huh? How are you mad at me? But that was the first incident.
Round 1.
So the second incident is, I'm a person that gets very cold. I'm cold right now and I have a hoodie on. But we have some sweet mates in here from the Bahamas, 2 girls. And they like it hot. So they like to be cold, I like to be warm. And the weather has started transitioning to where it was getting more and more chilly outside. So now it's to the point where it's like, let's turn the heat up some. And they weren't going for it. They wanted the heat turned down low. Yo, I don't have no back support, and I don't like it looking like I have bad posture. So yes, we're about to get it together. But it was a constant back and forth. Like, one of us will go turn the heat up, one of us will go turn it down right after, and then it became like a real issue because it's like I'm in here freezing at night, and then some nights they acting like they having sweat attacks and heat flashes and all this other stuff because we can't agree on the temperature in our suite. So it was really frustrating on both sides. Sir and I were on the same side, and then they were on the same side. So one day, Sir took it upon themselves to put a note on the thermostat, basically saying, like, if you touch this, we don't have beef. Like, don't touch this thermostat again. Telling them, like, letting them know, like, don't touch this thermostat. So it took them reporting it to our RA multiple times. After she did the note thing, that's when our RA intervened. We had a meeting, and we basically were told we had to agree on the temperature that we would like our room. We were told, like, once we agree on that temperature, like, it's gonna stay there until, like, we all decide, like, y'all have to go around the room and ask everybody, are they okay with you changing the temperature of the suite to this temperature? And no one does that to this day. So it's like, okay, I'm barely in here now, so I'm not gonna complain about it, but right now I'm cold as fuck. I'm freezing in here right now, and I have a hoodie on and sweatpants. Sweatpants/leggings. These are my favorite sweatpants, by the way. So we had the mediation, and that still didn't solve it, but our RA told us, like, to stop the passive aggressive notes and things like that. If we have a problem, we need to talk to each other, like, communicate. So I'm like, okay. She's telling us we're all adults and we're more than capable of communicating our issues. So it was just, like, really frustrating that we even had to have the meeting over some heat. But yes, that occurred in, I want to say, September-ish, August. And I'm going to go into another incident that occurred in my suite.
Round 2.
This was in October. I was in my study table, and a situation that had been bothering me, I took it upon myself to address while I was at the study table because it was fresh on my mind. I don't know how long it had been, but I have been complaining my friend groups, my cheer team, my family about the person, Sir, who I shared a bathroom with, not being clean, like practicing and maintaining cleanliness throughout our shared space. I'd come into the bathroom, there'd be residue on the toilet, would be residue of your hurt exfoliants in the shower. There would always be, like, sticky stuff on our sink, or it would be left wet with hair and stuff on it. To me, that's disgusting. Because when something is wet, you really don't know what that substance is. You just know it's wet, like. So I think you should be wiping everything down once you use it, especially because this is COVID times. People are getting sick consistently, and a lot of my suite mates were sneezing and coughing around this time. So I'm just really frustrated that our bathroom is being left like this. There was constantly an odor throughout our suite and in our bathroom, and I'm confused because I'm barely in the suite or in my room. The most I was doing is sleeping here at night and showering, because the way my schedule was, I would just stay out, like, in the student center, around campus, in the library up until my practice, and not come back to my room till after practice. I'm showering after practice, I'm doing some work, and I'm going to bed, waking up 9 a.m. classes, like all 10 a.m. classes, like every day. So my schedule throughout the day was just full, so I was barely in my suite. But it's like when I do come back, I'm constantly having to clean up after people, and I was sick of it. So I'm constantly addressing to this girl, like, yeah, do you mind refilling the toilet tissue after you use it all? My toilet tissue was right up under the sink, just as easy as I could reach up under there and get it. So can you put a bag in my trash can before you put your trash in there? I don't mind you using it, but I would just appreciate that. But not only was she not putting a bag in there, but a lot of the time she was letting the trash can get full, like to capacity, and not taking it out. I have a trash can in my bedroom as well as the bathroom, so I utilize my trash in my bedroom more than I utilize the one in the bathroom. When I was staying in my room consistently, I was taking it out on a daily basis. Like, I always have been that way because my trash can is so small. I'm confused as to why you're the main one filling the trash can and then I'm the only one really taking it out. Which is weird, especially when you're on your cycle. And I know for a fact there are pads and tampons and things like of that sort in there, but I'm the only one taking out the trash. Why am I taking out your dirty tampons and pads?
I'm confused. I'm confused right now, G.
So One day while I was at study table, I felt the need to address the situation because right before this had happened, I had walked, well, she was in the shower. I knocked on the door because I really had to, I think I had to pee. I had to pee really bad. So I knocked on the door. She tells me I can come in. When I walk in, there is a used pad on our sink. I kid you not. Full of blood on our sink, just sitting there.
What the fuck? Stop playing. What the fuck is that? Ah! What the fuck is that? I'm scared.
In my mind, this is something that she is used to doing. And in my head, I'm like, maybe when you're at home and you have your own bathroom, something like that may fly. But when you have you're sharing a space with somebody and you know, like, yes, somebody else uses this bathroom, that is not something that you do. That is unsanitary and that is disgusting, like, on so many levels. What made you not wrap up your used pad and dispose of it properly prior to getting in the shower? So I go on about my business in the bathroom. I do what I gotta do and I leave. But after that, I never spoke on it. She texted me because she knew that she was wrong, like dirty as fuck. She texted me and was like, I bleached the sink and da-da-da-da. I know I left my pad on the counter. And so me, I tried to play it off and act like it was nothing. But really, I should have been like, yeah, thanks for doing that because you're disgusting. But I did not. So after that happened though, I felt the need to address the rest of the things that was bothering me with our bathroom situation.
Round 3.
So I said, and I quote, "Hey, I deep cleaned the bathroom early Monday morning and I'd like us to maintain that same cleanliness. I've had a sore throat for some weeks now, so when you're done using the restroom, disinfect it occasionally as I do to make sure I'm not spreading germs. I want to make sure we're refilling tissue after using the last of it, wiping the sink off if wet, and cleaning up any hair that has shed. If we're on our cycles, trash should be taken out daily and the toilet wiped down. I noticed residue from your exfoliant and soap in the shower, so if you could make sure you're rinsing it out afterwards as well, that'd be appreciated. Also, have you talked to about the heat? Because I be cold." So we're gonna call our resident advisor that stays on the 3rd floor, Alex. But she replied, and I quote, "Oh, how nice. You clean the bathroom. Fun fact, I always deep clean our tub, sink, toilet, and mirror." Fun fact, she's lying. I just want to let you guys know that. Because why are you lying to me and I live in the same room as you? I use this bathroom just as the same as you do. So if you are cleaning, you're not cleaning very well. So who raised you? But let me continue to read. "Toilet and mirror and take out the trash or else it won't get done." Which is a lie. I leave that shit there because I know I wasn't the one that messed it up. But after she leaves it there and I know she's not gonna get it, I end up getting it. She said, "I'm not a maid. That's why I left it dirty, because I'm the one always cleaning. Ask our suite mates. They may see you pick up a mop and stuff like that, but you're not doing nothing with it. I know how to clean. I'm not dirty, period. But I hear you. The heat will get fixed when it gets fixed. I'm not sure. And as far as tissue, I won't use your tissue anymore if it's a problem. I'll bring my own tissue in the bathroom when I have to use it." So this is another thing. Why do you feel like I don't want you to use my tissue? Because eventually I just took my tissue off the roll and I put it in my cabinet. But then I started to notice like someone is going in my cabinet and still using my tissue, whether it's on the roll or it's in the cabinet. So then I started just putting my tissue in my room. But I shouldn't even have to do that. I lived here last semester, freshman year, and I was perfectly fine. But it's the simple fact that you would rather use your own tissue than reach up under the sink and refill it. Like, you're not paying for anything. All you're doing is reaching under the sink and refilling it after you use the last of it. Which was confusing to me because it's like, okay, use your own shit then. That's perfectly fine with me. Because when I say my soap was in the bathroom, my hand sanitizer was in the bathroom, my tissue was on the roll, my paper towels is on the sink for people to wipe their hands off, and my freaking hand towel was sitting on top of the paper towels for people to wipe their hands on, like, getting used and abused. Because if I didn't put it out there, there wouldn't be any. And when I stopped putting it out there was none. So let's keep it all the way 100. If we gonna keep it 100, be honest with yourself. So then I said, honestly, if you've cleaned, it is hard to tell, especially because a smell lingers in our bathroom. Why does it smell like period blood and you're no longer on your period? You're not cleaning up anything. I clean up after myself because I know it's not just my bathroom. So if you had any concerns, I do live next door. I've come in the bathroom to period blood residue on the toilet repeatedly, not to mention the bloody pad on the sink, and have yet to complain. At the beginning of the semester, I was the only one ever taking out the trash, so I simply stopped because I'm not a maid. If I'm the only one who manually filled it, I take it out. My tissue is underneath the sink, so I don't understand why I'm coming into the bathroom to no tissue on the roll. Just as easy as I can reach under there, so can you. I texted you so we could be on the same page as far as cleanliness, not to argue. The fact that you're so defensive lets me know you're incapable of having a simple conversation about common decency. Dogged her ass. Nice nasty. Killed her with kindness. That pissed her off. What pissed her off even more is the fact that she knows she doesn't clean up after herself. But she said, I'm not defensive, but you came to me like I'm your child or as if I'm dirty. I know damn well for a fact our bathroom has never been dirty as fuck because I have company every night and he's never complained nor mentioned a dirty bathroom to me. I'm sorry if I left anything on the toilet or tissue or whatever case was. It wasn't on purpose. Like, what the fuck? We're girls. Shit happens. I don't complain when you come out the bathroom and it smells like ass. I just spray, or I don't complain when you leave your weave all over the sink. We're girls. Shit happens. I won't use any of your shit. You don't have to use any of my shit. Problem solved. I don't argue. I'm just stating my point. You could have addressed me in person if it was such an issue. But I'm done talking about it. I made my point. You said what you had to say. Stop texting my phone. The company that she had every night be in my DMs liking all my pictures.
If you don't want this information on the blogs, this information right here, this information right here, this information right here that I got.
It's simmer. Let's leave that there. Okay? We're gonna let it sit and simmer. Also, a nigga that wants to you isn't gonna tell you, yeah, y'all bathroom dirty. He's also a boy, so he's not gonna want to maintain the same cleanliness in a bathroom that's not even his as I would. On top of that, then she said she hasn't complained when I leave the bathroom smelling like whatever. I don't think I've ever left the bathroom smelling like whatever, but
yeah, I don't remember what situation you're talking about, but yeah.
You gotta be better, bro. I'm sorry.
God.
She's talking about we're girls. Being a girl doesn't give you an excuse to be trifling, because she completely skipped over the fact that she left the pad on the sink. Girl, what?
Lock that bitch up.
She tried to catch an attitude with me. She also kind of cussed me out, and it's like, I didn't come to you as if you were my child. I came to you as an adult. I addressed you respectfully, so you should have done the same. Instead, she chose to catch an attitude with me. This is sir, by the way. We're calling this sir, ma'am, sir. Okay? So, she thought she dogged me. She thought she ate that. I said, you are defensive, and if you felt as though I came at you like a child, maybe you're reading it from that perspective, because I definitely was and still am being respectful. All the cussing and immaturity is weird. Practice what you preach, Miss Sophomore. Cat's out the bag. Being trifling isn't a girl thing. My wigs are hung up to dry, but weave, as in shedded hair, isn't left behind. Because again, I make sure to clean up after myself. I've had company that has mentioned things I know I didn't do. Therefore, your company may just hold their tongue. You're mad I asked you to clean up after yourself. Cute. Whether it was in person or through text, I'm addressing it now. Nice talk though, boo. And I liked her last message. So let's talk about it. I had my cheer team in our common area practicing copycats one day, and one of my cheer sisters went in the bathroom and told me like, hey Michaela, there's no more tissue in the roll. I had to go under the sink and replace it myself, but it pissed me off because that's embarrassing. So the fact that I know I have tissue and you're just using the last of it and not refilling it is really like irritating. Because the dude I talk to now, she calls herself going up to him and addressing this issue. Like, why are you talking to my nigga? Come talk to me about it. I didn't send this message or like her message until I had left study tables. So she said what she said, and I was in the library when we were even going back and forth. And so I left, and as I'm walking back to my room, I see everybody is gathered around the plots, because this was like, I want to say around Halloween. So the Kappas were on the plots passing out candy. So I see my friend, our mutual friend, Kid, around the plots, and she was standing next to Kid. So I walk up to Kid, and I'm like, what's up, girl, da da da. But Sir Ma'am has already told Kid the situation. So Kid is looking at me like, hey. Like she was gonna get beat up for talking to me, because me and her friend is arguing. But I said hey to her, and then my other friends wanted to stay on the plaza, but I was irritated. I had a lot of homework that I did not get to finish in the library, so I proceeded to go to my room. When I arrived at my room, that's when she said, answer your phone. You just saw me on the plots. Why are you calling me? You just saw me on the plots. Why are you calling me? So she blew me up as I'm trying to get in the shower, because now I'm about to wrap my day up. Like, I've been out all day. I'm about to get in the shower, get in the bed, go to sleep. If I don't finish the rest of my homework, then so be it. But yeah, I was getting ready for bed at this time. So she's like, answer your phone. And I did not. I'm about to get in the shower. I'm butt ass naked. Like, no. So she says, you don't got to answer your phone. It's cool. But I had plenty of people read what you said to me and said it wasn't appropriate. Me being Miss Sophomore ain't got nothing to do with anything. Shut the F up. You worried about the wrong shit. I say whatever I gotta say. Not immaturity. You just scary because you wouldn't be saying half of this shit if you was in my face. Let's be real. It's the fact that you tried to make it seem like I'm a dirty bitch. Like, please. My company don't hold his tongue about shit and doesn't have to lie to me. The fuck? I don't care what you or your damn company has to say about me. You ain't nobody. The fuck? As long as I know I ain't dirty, that's all that matters. You really got some nerve, like you just clean as life. Now go ahead and talk shit about me on your private story like you do about everything else. With love, Miss Sophomore.
Thought you ate?
Give me the plate.
Give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me!
You look a mess. You look a mess. So I didn't respond. I feel like her response to my initial messages were childish and uncalled for and very unprofessional as far as the role she's supposed to play within our campus community. But yes, it's definitely planned, because she puts on a face for administration and social media, but behind closed doors, that's a mean girl. And she thought she was going to maintain a bully mentality with me, and I wasn't going for it. I'm still not going for it. So let's say that right now. She had me messed up then. She has me messed up now. But after the argument and the text messages took place, we continued to live in the same suite and walk past each other like we didn't know each other. There was no hello, there was no goodbye, there was no nothing. We walked past each other like the other was a ghost. And I did not mind it, because I do that you dead to me type of, I don't know you all the time to people. So I didn't care. And then we weren't friends anyways. You're friends with somebody I'm cool with. So I was being cordial. And then we live in the same suite, so I was really being cordial. I want to say a couple weeks after we had been ignoring each other. Mind you, she hangs out with the person, like a person that's in my close friend group, Kid. So when we would go to lunch and stuff, like when we would go to the caf, she would sometimes be with her. And it would be awkward, because it's like, why would you bring her knowing that we're not speaking? But it didn't faze me, because I'm with my friend group. You're tagging along with my friend group. One day I was in my room minding my business, and I think my door was cracked because I was going in and out of my room to the bathroom or something. And she calls me into our Bahamas suite mate's room, because she was in there talking their ear off like for a good minute. And I could hear it, but I'm like, that don't got nothing to do with me. But she called me in there like, Michaela, come here real quick. So I guess she was in there telling them that we wasn't cool or whatnot. Mind you, they don't care. They barely talk to us as is. When we had the mediation, she sat there and told the RA that they're mean and they don't really speak to us and it's this and that. But you're in their room talking their ear off. So she was in there. She calls me in there. I go in there. She's like, so why we not cool? Why we beefing? I'm like, what are you talking about? Nobody's beefing with you. She was like, now you know we ain't been talking because the bathroom situation. So da-da-da-da. I said, sir, ma'am, I knew that all of y'all had some type of cold, sneeze, cough, or sniff, and I hadn't been feeling good for a couple of days, and I honestly thought I came down with COVID. And so I wanted you to maintain it, like the same cleanliness that I was trying to maintain in our bathroom. I wanted you to maintain it. My camera about to die. I told her I wanted to maintain the same cleanliness because I don't want COVID. I honestly thought I had it, and I'm like, y'all being dirty in the suite does not help our case whatsoever. So my suite mates are being loud. So after I told her I haven't been feeling good and stuff like that, she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I did not know. I thought you was calling me a dirty bitch, this, and that. But I apologize because I did not mean to come at you no way. I just really want to be cool with you because we have the same friend group and we don't need to be beefing, da-da-da-da. Like, it was a whole little hoopla. And I'm like, I'm literally looking at her like, okay. Because I knew it wasn't genuine. For you to have snapped on me like that, for me asking you to simply be more clean in our bathroom, you've been having some secret animosity towards me, which is fine, because I don't care. It does not affect me whatsoever. I walked out of that room not feeling any different than I felt before. But I guess she thought that we was magically about to be cool again, hanging out, kicking it, and whatnot. No. Now, let's get to the real story.